I stood in the closet where Dad's smoky clothes still hung. I couldn't feel the tears that slid down my cheeks until they hit my bare feet. Scars don't have feelings, and my face was a mask of scars. I squeezed my eyes shut to stop the tears, but I couldn't hold back the memories while I was buried deep in his closet, touching his things, remembering that last day, the day he took Lucy and me to the circus. Once again, I saw the magic of cotton candy spun from nothing. Dad handed me a huge twirl of pink and blue. I gloried in the soft colors. There was no way I was going to eat mine, ever. The creation of cotton candy was the first true magic in my life. Lucy was afraid of the clowns. She hid behind Dad. But I was mesmerized. I got as close as I could and studied every line in their faces, every detail of their costumes. When I was close enough, a touch. Quickly, softly, secretly. I saw hidden messages, arcane symbolism in every fold, in the placement of each polka dot. Head spinning, I was enraptured. "Daddy, look! Daddy! I want a kitten! Win me a kitten!" Lucy's fingers, sticky from the cotton candy, came out of her mouth long enough to point at a basket of kittens in one of the booths. "Okay, Lucy," Dad said. "Let me see what the deal is. I don't know why we can't have a kitten." He stepped up to talk to the man behind the counter. Dad nodded his head and pulled out his wallet. He gave the man a few dollars and began throwing rings into the booth. Soon he got out his handkerchief and wiped the sweat from his forehead. Dad and I were both skinny, and neither one of us was athletic. He sighed and adjusted his glasses. I don't have thick glasses like Dad did, but I couldn't think of how to say that maybe I could throw the rings better. Maybe I could throw the rings for him. Dad pulled out his wallet again and again to give the man more money. Then he left it there on the counter, wide open. And finally, he just put out a whole stack of bills. Lucy was leaning into the booth, whispering to her kitten. "It's okay, kitty. We're going to take you home in a minute. Then you'll have a nice bowl of milk. Daddy's almost done. Hurry, Daddy. Kitty's sleepy." She smiled at the kitten. A giant white-gloved hand grabbed my wrist and pulled me around to the side of the booth. I found myself face to face with one of the clowns. He was large, round, soft, and fluffy. Everything about him said comfort and well-being. His eyes felt like coming home, like crawling under the covers on a rainy day with a favorite book. "You want your dad to win a kitten?" The clown's voice was deep and brusque, but his painted smile stretched from ear to ear. "Yeah," I nodded. "Very much." "I can make that happen. Do you want me to make that happen?" He tipped his forehead toward me and looked up at me, as if he were going to charge at me, or as if he could see me better out of the very tops of his eyes. You can make that happen?" "There will be a small price. You've read the books. You know the stories. Always a price for magic." I looked around the corner at Dad. His pile of bills was almost gone. He seemed very small, very sad. Lucy was leaning in to pet her kitten. The tips of her fingers couldn't quite reach it. "Hurry, Daddy. My kitten wants to go home." I turned back to the clown. "I don't have any money on me. Not right now." I held out my empty hands. "That's okay. I know who you are. I know where you live. Come back another day, and we'll talk about the cost. Okay?"
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it. at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.